Manny Pacquiao.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Look up to you.
To maximize your
Yeah! Ryan Garcia is staying completely focused as reports come in that Manny Pacquiao visited his training camp and even worked with him ahead of his fight against Mario Barrios. Ryan Garcia continues his training under the careful guidance of Manny Pacquiao, who brings invaluable experience from having previously faced Mario Barrios.
Without a t-shirt, and I don't know how long. I forgot how easy it was without a sign.
Ryan Garcia regards Manny Pacquiao as one of his biggest idols. He aims to follow Pacquiao's example both inside and outside the ring, picking up valuable lessons from his legendary career.
I mean, I'm telling you, like, that's one of my idols. Like, I really look up to Pacquiao. Like, people don't know, but, like, he's one of the people I look at, I'm like, man, like, this guy is everything I would want to be, you know, as a career, as a fighter, because he did everything, like, you know, with such grace, and he did, you know, hit up spectacular fights. He helped out his community. I'm trying to do things similar like that, but me, I'm more of I want to give back to, you know, like the younger generation. I want to help them with like anxiety and stuff like that, and just mental things that I know a lot of kids my age we go through, especially this generation. I mean, that just out there on the internet, and then these kids doing horrible things, of shooting. I think it stems a lot from the mind.
Manny Pacquiao views this as an important opportunity for Ryan Garcia, encouraging him to build strength, enhance conditioning, and keep moving forward toward greater success.
Development for Garcia, Ryan, is but still young.
Where does Ryan go from here? Who would you like to see him face next?
He should, you know, strengthen his body and also learn a lot of more techniques, because that's what he needs. He has the skill of boxing, but you need to improve.
Ryan Garcia shows full confidence and readiness, staying mentally focused and physically committed while sharpening his skills in training camp.
We fighting against the current. High tide, mother. Get out the water! And I ain't no lifeguard, so you ain't gonna get...
During training, Ryan Garcia demonstrates discipline and precision, performing drills with intensity, using strategic techniques, and building endurance to ensure he reaches peak performance in the ring.
Do something cute off that. A little cute moves, now a little pip. Yeah, right. Right.
He displays explosive punching power, throwing sharp, powerful combinations that showcase his strength, accuracy, and determination to overwhelm opponents with relentless offense. He demonstrated impressive speed, landing rapid, fluid strikes that blend agility and timing, overwhelming opponents and reinforcing his reputation as a dynamic fighter.
I've seen it.
Robert Garcia, father and trainer of Ryan Garcia, recently spoke about the situation involving Mario Barrios and veteran coach Joe Goosen, calling it surprising and unusual. He explained that while Ryan ultimately made the decision, he initially found it unexpected, noting that Goosen had a history of training fighters who he later faced in competition. Though he questioned the reasoning behind such moves, he stressed that no real advantage comes from it and that the team remains fully focused on the fight ahead.
Switching teams type of a deal. And I mean, do you feel like it's a big deal?
Well, not, I mean, it's, my son is the one that, you know, felt that way. I felt that way, that it was kind of a surprise at first, but then I recall Joe telling me that he did that in the past. He did that in the past where he would train a fighter, and then about 3-4 months later, he would fight against the guy, you know, who he trained. It was kind of weird. So I told Ryan about that. I said, you know what, he does those kind of things. I don't know why he did it against us, but maybe he wanted to get paid or something, but there's no advantage here, and it is what it is. We can't stop it. It's already.
Turning to Ryan Garcia's preparation, his father, Robert Garcia, expressed full confidence in the current training camp, calling it the best he has ever seen. He praised Ryan's conditioning, discipline, and determination, describing his work as both a mission and a work of art. According to him, Ryan is operating at 100%, and in that condition, he believes no opponent can defeat him. He also addressed speculation about testing protocols, clarifying that Ryan had consistently undergone VAD testing throughout the camp, just like Mario Barrios. With father and son fully aligned and Ryan's focus sharpened, the camp is confident that Garcia will enter the fight stronger, better prepared, and ready to deliver a statement-making performance.
Training camp going, man. Like when you look at Ryan, you look at all the other training camps, and you guys are back together, united again. How does this one fare upon all the others?
You know what? This is the best I've ever seen, and the best I've witnessed the way his condition is. I mean, it's just a work of art. I mean it, a work of art. This is something that everyone's going to be surprised. And like I said, he's up here, he's 100%. And when he's like that, ain't nobody going to beat him. There's no way. He won't let you. I won't let him, lose, But definitely, he's on it. He's just like, he's on a mission. I love it. I'm in love with this training camp.
I was looking at a post that Ryan posted up, talking about, certain content creators, talking about...
Robert Garcia, respected trainer and analyst, recently shared his thoughts with Paulie Malignaggi on Ryan Garcia's current standing in the sport and the challenges ahead. He acknowledged that Ryan has benefited from timing and opportunity, pointing out that the division's landscape has helped him secure high-profile fights. While some may call that luck, Robert stressed that Ryan cannot be blamed for taking advantage of the chances he's been given. Garcia highlighted Ryan's natural gifts, especially his speed and punching power, which can make a decisive difference in any matchup. But he emphasized that success depends on discipline and sticking to a well-structured game plan. According to Robert, Ryan has worked with excellent trainers before. The key factor is his willingness to follow instructions and execute strategy. Without that commitment, even the best coaching cannot guarantee victory.
Paulie, hopefully he is investing his money.
He's like Destiny's Child. He's a survivor. He just keep blasting. He's just in there, right? He just keeps blasting.
Good for him, man. Good for him. Can't be mad at him. Can't be mad at his luck. Because I could say that is luck. He's lucky that these guys are around in the division and calling his name out and fighting him. But when it comes to the fight, look, Ryan is got so much power and speed that if Ryan does prepare himself and Ryan does pick the right trainer to come up with a good game plan, and Ryan follows it, because I'm not saying he's never had great trainers. He's had great trainers, but if he doesn't follow the instructions and if he doesn't follow the game plan, then there's nothing nobody could do. If Ryan does follow the game plan and disciplines put up a great.
Discussing Ryan Garcia's record, Robert Garcia highlighted key wins over fighters like Oscar Duarte and Luke Campbell, suggesting these victories carry more significance than a fight against Mario Barrios. He noted that these performances, achieved without controversy, show Ryan's potential when fully focused. Ultimately, Robert expressed cautious optimism, saying Ryan has all the tools to win impressively if he stays disciplined. Yet he admitted there's uncertainty about which version of Ryan will appear on fight night. For Robert, the outcome won't come down to luck. It depends on Ryan's ability to harness his talent, follow the game plan, and perform at the highest level.
Campbell never got to be a world champion, but his title shots came against Linares and Lomachenko, you know, so that's why he was never a world champion. You get a guy like Barrios. I mean, a lot more guys will become world champion. I think Luke Campbell's a better fighter than Barrios as well, if you put him head to head in that stylistic matchup. So I think Garcia has wins that are comparable to maybe even better than a guy like Barrios.
Last time we talked about failing up, Chris, it was George Kambosos Jr. We talked about just how fails up, just like finds big fights somehow. But he did have the big upset win over Teofimo Lopez that kind of put him on a level that I don't believe he was capable of defending. Do you agree with Paulie that Ryan Garcia does have the wins to kind of tantalize us about his ability, even though he's been so disappointing the last couple of years?
Regardless of skills and performances, what Ryan brings to the table is popularity. And you mentioned it from the onset about being a star.
Analyst Henry Cejudo shared an interesting perspective on Ryan Garcia, pointing out that his strength in the ring surprisingly reflects his unpredictable personality outside of it. Garcia has often been seen as a chaotic figure, showing eccentric behavior at press conferences and public events. While Henry noted that some of these actions have been controversial, he emphasized that this unpredictability makes Ryan an intriguing and enigmatic presence in boxing.
He matches his personality. This is quite a chaotic guy. We've seen stuff from him over the years. He comes into press conferences pretending to drink beer. His personality can seem quite erratic, a little bit all over the place. I actually find him very intriguing as a character, quite compelling. That's not to say I like everything he's done. He's clearly done some pretty abhorrent stuff too. But overall, this is a guy who is, I think, enigmatic would be a fair word to describe him. But yeah, these are the three areas where I think Ryan Garcia really thrives. And all of them involve, as I just said, chaos. The first key area is when fighters rush backwards. Now, usually, and I think this is quite an impressive skill that he has, usually in a boxing ring, when a guy decides to get on his bike and move around the ring, it can be very, very hard to close them down and score shots on them. Look at Josh Kelly versus Murtazaliev recently, or the Canelo Skull fight, or indeed Devin Haney against Jose Ramirez, or Devin Haney against Brian Norman Jr. These are guys that found it difficult to stop Haney when he decided, I'm not engaging right now, and you can't.
Henry Cejudo highlighted three areas where Ryan Garcia excels, all rooted in chaos. First, Garcia's ability to capitalize when opponents back up or try to move around the ring. In these moments, he closes a distance quickly and lands precise, effective shots, something many fighters struggle to do. Henry compared this skill to challenges faced by other boxers like Josh Kelly or Devin Haney, who have shown how tough it is to score against evasive opponents, despite past controversies, including the failed drug test around the Haney fight. Henry stressed that Garcia's in-ring abilities remain undeniable. His speed, timing, and capacity to exploit chaotic exchanges set him apart. Ultimately, Henry described Garcia as a fighter whose unpredictability is both his biggest challenge and his most powerful weapon.
Very aware when Ryan Garcia fought Devin Haney that he failed that performance-enhancing drug test. I know it's been struck off both of their records. But the reality is, the stuff I saw him doing in that Haney fight, I saw him doing it before that fight too. So unless you're saying that he cheated for his entire career, I actually just think that Haney played right into the way that Ryan Garcia likes to fight that night. Because one thing that Ryan Garcia is actually really good at is pressing you when you move backwards like that. When you're not in a position to counterpunch, Ryan Garcia loves it. To be fair to Haney, without the knockdowns, he actually could have won this fight. Ryan Garcia was on the back foot just trying to get through the rounds for a lot of it because his stamina clearly wasn't quite right. But when Haney did go on the back foot and when Garcia did press, that was when he had success. And then he'd pin him close to the ropes and he'd go for him, he'd throw those combination punches. When your feet aren't planted, it's much harder to counter someone or to land something significant, and Garcia knows that instinctively. So he will really press you in those moments. And throughout his career, it's an area where he's thrown.
Analyst Wade Plemons shared a thought-provoking view on the relationship between fighters and coaches, asking whether it's the coach who shapes the fighter or the fighter who elevates the coach. He highlighted Joe Goossen's long, respected career and raised a key question. Can Goossen truly adapt his methods to Mario Barrios, or does Barrios need to adjust to Goossen's structured style? Plemons noted that Goossen brings valuable insight, including knowledge of Ryan Garcia's tendencies and training habits, but questioned whether that alone is enough to prepare Barrios to fight. He emphasized that while Goossen can offer strategies and technical adjustments, the ultimate responsibility lies with the fighter to absorb and execute those lessons in the ring.
Especially in boxing, combat sports, is it a coach that makes the fighter or the fighter that makes the coach? Now, Joe Goossen has a track record of being a high-level boxing coach. We know. But do coaches change for fighters, or do they implement what they know to fighters and fighters change for coaches, because this will be the crux of what happens here. Can Joe Goossen, not to call Mario Barrios old, but can he teach an old dog new tricks? Can he give him something that Bob Santos hasn't? Sure. Can he give him more info about what Ryan likes to do? Absolutely. But will it be enough to prepare him for what Ryan knows that Joe knows? And how Joe trains fighters, and how Joe runs a camp, and how rigid he might be. And even that last part, Ryan's talking about information leaking maybe from Joe, or that Joe was leaking information about Barrios, or about, I'm not sure who he was talking about, Ryan, about Barrios, but Ryan, again, seems confident that he knows exactly what they want to do, and maybe even knows what's going on in Barrios' camp, which again, does that really mean a lot? Who knows? But again, what makes...
Analysts also discuss concerns about information possibly leaking from Joe Goossen's camp, noting that Ryan Garcia seems confident he already understands what Mario Barrios and his team plan to do. This raises a question. Does insider knowledge really give a fighter an edge, or will the fight be decided by execution inside the ring for Wade Plemons? The debate goes back to the heart of boxing. What truly makes a fighter? Is it the coach's system, discipline, and structure, or the fighter's ability to adapt, innovate, and assert his will? In the case of Barrios versus Garcia, the answer won't come from theory. It will reveal itself in the outcome of the fight.
Back the Devin Haney buildup, he was wildin'. That man was like, where's your mama at? I want your mama. Where's your mama? Talking to Devin Haney. But that was personal. That fight was personal for both those guys. Bill Haney was saying his son was going to kill Ryan. It was crazy. But, in the Rolly fight, everything was super laid back. I was there at the press conference watching Ryan just kind of more be so, locked in on Devin and maybe overlooking Rolly. He can't make that mistake here. And it doesn't look like he has. It doesn't look like he's overlooked Mario Barrios. He absolutely believes he's going to knock Mario Barrios out. And that kind of confidence is what you want to see. This is kind of the old Ryan. A little bit more, I would say, subdued, obviously, than the Devin Haney fight. But in his early career, he was a subdued guy. The trash talk started coming out more with the Gervonta Davis fight and even the Oscar Duarte fight. He was talking trash to Oscar De La Hoya. He was like, yo, you want him to win? Watch this. And again, as much as Barrios, I think, is the most gettable champion at 47 right now, he's still a dog.
That's a wrap for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates, and we'll see you next time.